Hey, Barb. Wanted to bring you on and talk a little bit about carbs. It's been coming up a lot of questions from clients.
Yeah.
Okay, and the confusion on carbs. So you want to speak on that for a little bit?
Well, sure. There are two types of carbohydrates.
Right.
There are simple carbohydrates and complex carbs. And the difference, we need those complex carbs. We shouldn't be afraid of carbohydrates overall.
Right. They're good for us.
Yeah, but it's the type of carbs that are important.
Yeah. So why don't you explain to our audience a little bit about the simple carbs?
Those are things that are very simple to digest because they don't have all the natural cellular walls like veggies have.
Yeah.
So these are things like processed sugars, processed flours, anything that's ground into a flour or processed in almost any way to pull it out of its natural form. Those are simple carbs.
Yes. And how do you feel about simple carbs? I know I tell people they really need to limit those and eliminate them as much as possible because simple carbs tend to get stored as fat.
They digest so quickly the body can't use them for energy as fast as we give it to ourselves, and so that excess is stored as fat.
Right.
So if we can avoid those as much as possible, it will make staying where we are or losing weight so much easier.
It certainly does. Now there's still confusion on even the more complex carbs because there's a lot of things out there that promote absolutely no carbs. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And fruit, they say don't do fruit. And fruit can be, I think, per individual. That one's, you have to figure out how that works with your own body.
Fruits are carbohydrates, and they're higher in carbohydrates than most vegetables. The berries are better because they have so much fiber with them. But it's just that when you eat them by themselves, there's so many carbohydrates at once. That's the key thing, how much you get at one time, that some of that might go to fat. So the trick is to eat it with your meal, or to eat it maybe if you have an apple, have a little peanut butter with it or something like that.
Exactly.
To add a healthy fat and protein with it, and then that slows down the digestion. You can certainly have your fruit. Just have to be aware of when you eat it. Maybe.
Right. And I think that's key too. If you're eating the fruit or even a more processed carb, some of the grains, sometimes people like their cereal and that stuff.
Right.
By really adding some good fat and a good protein, it helps the body use it to our benefit instead of our detriment. Would you agree?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Slows that down so you can use it as energy before you store it. That's the key. So the complex carbs that it's like unlimited complex carbs in the form of veggies.
Eat your veggies.
Eat your veggies. See you next time.